The whole world is one giant marketplace. And the people in it? All kinds. The guy who convinced you to upgrade your phone plan when you called to cancel it. The car salesman who made you feel like you were getting the deal of a lifetime. On a 2019 with 90,000 miles, the realtor who called a 400 square foot apartment cozy and full of potential. And your kid asking for a bigger allowance with a full PowerPoint presentation. But guess what? It's all sales. The only question is, are you on the winning side of it? Somebody's running the whole show, and somebody else is waiting for customers to magically show up. This is Vitaly, and he opened a used car dealership. Started with a small crew pulled from his old job. Real pros. The kind of guys who could sell a car with no AC in Phoenix, Arizona in July and make the customer feel good about it. Everything was running smooth. Clean. Beautiful. But then Vitaly got an offer he couldn't refuse. A massive inventory of used fleet vehicles at a ridiculously low price. He figured this was his moment. Scale up. Go big. Become the next CarMax. But make it personal. So Vitaly and his crew hit the streets trying to sell wholesale to companies. Same story everywhere they went. We already have a fleet provider. How did you even get this number? Turns out Vitaly had zero idea how to sell to other businesses. The vehicle sat on a rented lot burning cash every day, dropping in value by the hour. The crew burned out. His best guys started leaving. The dealership went from profitable to painful. Vitaly even thought about going back to working for someone else. But real ones don't quit. Real ones build a sales department. Someone once said building a sales team is harder than finding parking in Manhattan on a Friday night. But this wasn't the time to freeze, because his dealership was about to flatline. Act 1. The choice. B2B or B2C. First thing, who are you actually selling to? Selling to regular consumers? That is B2C. Think someone walking onto the lot, test driving a car, buying it that afternoon because the vibe was right. Selling to other businesses? That is B2B. Think selling 50 vehicles to a logistics company where 6 departments and 12 people all have to sign off before anyone writes a check. Here is the key difference. In B2B, you need patient, strategic salespeople. The sales cycle is long, the deals are big. Your team has to charm an entire organization. Procurement, finance, legal, operations. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone needs a reason to say yes. In B2C, speed and volume are everything. Most buyers decide in the first 60 seconds. Your salespeople need to be magnetic from the jump, fast, sharp, and confident enough to make buying feel like the only logical move. Vitaly was doing both, retail and wholesale. That meant he needed a system that could handle B2B and B2C at the same time. But who actually builds that system? The sales manager. Act 2. 3 words your business desperately needs right now. Sales department manager. His job, build and run the entire sales system. Every single day. Think you can do it yourself? Unless you have done it before, do not even try. This is not the time for on-the-job learning when your lot is hemorrhaging cash. How do you find the right one? 2 things. Number 1, experience and vision. Your sales manager should have already built what you need, ideally in a similar business. He plans how to hit targets, finds approaches to difficult clients, and recruits people who can actually close. Number 2, leadership. This person is not just a manager, he is a coach. He trains new salespeople from scratch, writes the scripts, runs the role plays, shows the team how to handle objections, run cold outreach, and close deals without making the customer feel pressured. Vitaly found his guy, the perfect combination of Gordon Gekko's hunger and a coach who actually cares whether his players win. He knew sales inside out, and more importantly, he knew what actually worked in the real world versus what just sounds good at a seminar. Act 3. Building the sales department. 1 level, 2 levels, 3. Build what your business actually needs right now. 1 level structure. Perfect for a small operation. Sales manager plus a few reps who handle everything from first contact to closing to repeat business. Simple, effective. Works great until the volume buries your team alive. 2 level structure. This is where it gets interesting. You split your people into hunters and farmers. Hunters go out and find new customers. Within the hunters, you have two roles. The opener takes cold leads, warms them up, gets them interested enough to hand off. He gets the customer to show up. He is not closing. He is creating the opportunity. The closer takes a warm prospect and gets them across the finish line. Makes buying feel like the customer's own idea. Often gets handed the deals everyone else already failed on. Sees difficult customers as opportunities, not problems. Now the farmers, or account managers, they take over after the first sale. Stay in touch, drive repeat business, support the customer, make sure everything runs smoothly. Gently push toward the next deal. For your biggest clients, the key account manager, the VIP concierge of your sales operation, understands the client's business inside out. Expert in negotiation and relationship building at the highest level. Their entire job is making sure your most valuable clients never even think about going somewhere else. Important note, all these roles kick in when your business has genuinely scaled. If you are not there yet, just divide your current team into hunters and farmers based on personality. Some people love the chase. Some people love the relationship. Put them where they naturally thrive. Vitaly hired his specialists. They hit the ground running, paid for themselves quickly, and then got comfortable. Started coasting. Time to fix the motivation problem. Act 4. Motivation. One morning, Vitaly walked into his dealership and actually paid attention to what his team was doing. First guy, made 3 phone calls. All day, 3. Second guy, made 30 calls. 0 sales. Turns out he had been calling the same dead lead list for 8 months and having lovely conversations that went absolutely nowhere. Third guy closed 2 deals. Vitaly almost cried, until both customers came back the next day to return the cars. Everyone had the same explanation. I've been really busy. That is when it hit him. He did not have a sales department. He had a group of individuals doing their own thing and hoping it somehow added up to a business. Nobody knew the real targets. Nobody felt any personal urgency to perform. And the one guy actually carrying the team? He quietly updated his resume and left for a competitor who paid for results. You lose your best person. You keep your most comfortable ones. The fix is KPI. Key performance indicators. Calls made, appointments set, deals closed, revenue per rep, every number visible and tied directly to each person's paycheck. When salespeople can see exactly how their daily activity connects to their income, everything shifts. The energy changes. The whole culture changes. You don't want a team that shows up. You want a team that hunts. KPIs make them hungry. So Vitaly figured it all out. Built the sales department, business grew, bought a house in Miami, learned to play golf, got himself a Lamborghini and a boat he uses twice a year but tells everyone about constantly. That is one version of the story. Here is the real one. Vitaly got comfortable, trusted his sales manager completely, promoted him to general manager, stepped back from the day-to-day routine, stopped paying attention. 6 months later, the guy walked out with the entire client list and opened a competing dealership across the street. Here is the thing about people who are truly great at sales. The same hunger that made them great eventually makes them want to build something of their own. That is not betrayal. That is just the game. This market is not for dreamers. This market is for those who build the system before the system builds them.